Hi guys, this week we're talking about how diseases are treated. So first we need to talk about the difference between prevention and treatment. Prevention is what you do before you're sick to keep yourself from getting sick. This is things like vaccines, hand washing, staying away from sick friends, and immunizations. Treatment is what you do after you get sick in order to feel better. So that's things like antibiotic, rest, hydration, and antifungal, cough drops, any sort of medicine that you would take if you were sick. Throughout this video, the preventions are in blue and the treatments are in red. So different types of pathogens are going to have different preventions and treatments. It's important to note that you also can treat just specific symptoms, which is something a pathogen makes you feel. So a symptom would be like vomiting or headaches or those sorts of things. So you can treat those things with certain medications, and you can also target the pathogen that's causing that symptom depending on what it is. First of all, a very important prevention to know about is a vaccine. Vaccines are made from killed or weakened pathogens. So the scientist destroys the pathogen and then puts it into usually a shot form. It causes your cells to produce antibodies for that specific pathogen, leading to immunity. So what's important is that the reason you have to get a flu shot every year, which is a vaccine, is that every year the flu virus mutates a little bit and changes. And so doctors try to predict which strain of the flu is going to be most prevalent that year, and that's the flu shot you get for the year. So sometimes the flu shot can actually be the wrong strain of the flu. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And then also, sometimes people do get sick from getting a vaccine. So you might have heard of someone who got the flu from getting a flu shot. This happens, but it's pretty rare. All right, so bacteria can be prevented through vaccines, but only for some bacterial diseases. And that's things like tuberculosis, tetanus, cholera, pneumonia, and typhoid. So these are diseases that you don't see a whole lot because in America, we have the technology and the resources to vaccinate people. If you get a bacterial infection, you're treated with an antibiotic, and they are used to kill off or slow the growth of bacteria. Something that's important to know is that overusing antibiotics can cause the bacteria to become resistant, which means that the doctor has to give you a stronger antibiotic. This would be fine, except a lot of antibiotics have pretty bad side effects and can make you feel nauseous or sometimes even worse than you felt when you were sick. Also interesting is that some antibiotics are made from other types of pathogens. So penicillin and amoxicillin are made from the same fungus, which is a type of mold. Viruses are prevented with vaccines as well. Flu shots, measles, mumps, rubella, yellow fever. These are a lot of the vaccines that you have to get in order to come to school. Treatment, you cannot use an antibiotic on a virus. Very important that you know that antibiotics are only for bacteria. So most viral infections are treated with rest and hydration, and also over-the-counter medications like Theraflu or Tylenol or ibuprofen. There are no vaccines for fungal diseases, and this is because scientists still are learning a lot about fungi every day. It's the only type of pathogen that there are no vaccines for. And then antifungal creams can be used to treat fungal infections like athlete's foot. Some fungi can cause an allergic reaction, and you can take an allergy medication to treat that. Protists can be prevented through vaccines as well. For example, the malaria vaccine, if you ever travel to a place like South America or Africa or India, you will be put on a malaria pill to prevent you from getting infected from a mosquito. And then there are specific medications for each type of protist because they are so diverse. So there are medications that will treat them, but they're all different. There's not one like antibiotic just for protists. Also important to know that treatments and cures are not the same. So a treatment is not necessarily a cure, but a cure is a treatment. Just because something's making you feel better doesn't mean that you're going to be completely cured of the infection. So that's important to note. Okay, that's it for this time. Check back next week for another video. Bye.